Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is your collective self-reflection reading. Now, apologies that I didn't get a reading out for you last week. I did have a big cold and I wasn't able to record much without coughing all the way through. It took me about 2 hours to record the Virgo reading, which only lasted half an hour without coughs. So yeah, apologies that I wasn't able to get one out. It does, however, mean that you're likely to get 2 readings this week because I should be getting this one done, and then a little bit later in the week or at the weekend, possibly even tomorrow, depending on how many I crack through, we should be able to get your December's one out as well. So look forward to that one coming out very, very soon for you. Okay, let's get straight into it. As always, this is a collective reading, so not everything will resonate. Please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, then please check your other placements and you're likely to find a message in there. You will find all the other placements in the playlists, so just check those out whenever you're ready. So Spirit, can we get some cards please for Sagittarius for the current self-reflection that you'd like them to look at? The self-reflection journey. And let's get one more please, Spirit. Give me 2 and we'll take them. Okay, so the overall energy we have for you, we've got the Queen of Wands. So you're potentially feeling very fiery, very passionate. This is very much your energy, fire energy. So yeah, you could be feeling very confident within yourself in every shape and form. You can literally be very much charging after whatever it is that you want. You've got a lot of passion, a lot of drive, very much going for whatever it is that you want at this point in time, or at least that's your overall energy. So yeah, going throughout this, very much heading towards something that you want, and be very passionate and driven with regards to that, and having a lot of confidence within yourself. Now, in your current, whatever's going on at the minute, we have the 3 of Pentacles. So this is suggesting to me that you are very much working alongside other people. You could be very much working on enhancing your skills as well. 3 of Pentacles is in the upright is very much a card of collaboration, a card of working with people. Now, sometimes it can also be a little bit one-sided. You may be doing a lot more work than other people with regards to that as well, because it is working with others or working for others. So, you know, it could just be simply just working with people. It could be very much that this could be working on things in a number of ways. It could be physically working with people. It could just be mentally working with people. You know, if you've got certain things going on in your life, you could be having to do a lot of emotional work. Maybe you're going to counsellors with somebody, you know, working through things with people. With this being very much self-reflection, it could be down to how you work with other people as well, how you relate to people. And very much, it could even be you working on your inner self. It could be that you're working with your inner child to connect with certain things and do certain things. You could be at one with yourself and very much working with every aspect of yourself. Let's get some clarification of that 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the Sun that's come out in the reverse. So whatever it is that you're working on, you're in the dark on certain things, and that could be why you're very much working through things. You are trying to find the end goal. You're looking at things being happier in the long run, but you're not particularly happy at this point in time. You don't feel like the happiness is there, but you know it will come. So that's potentially what it is that you're working on, very much trying to make things materialize that you know are going to be happier at some point later on. We have the Lovers in the reverse, so there is potentially a choice, and you may feel like you've made a wrong choice. It could be that you're working on something with someone to prevent having some sort of emotional dispute. The Lovers is very much When it's in the reverse, it symbolises that you could have made a bad, a mistake, a wrong choice. It could be that you've had a falling out with somebody that could be considered as your soulmate. It could be, it's potentially an unhappy union. And this could very well be why you are feeling that, the happiness isn't there at the moment, but maybe you're very much wanting to work on this with somebody. It could just be that you're willing to work on yourself because you're aware that you've made a bad choice and you're wanting to work through it, and so that you don't necessarily make that same mistake. We do have a Page of Cups in the reverse as well. So definitely suggesting that you may have missed an opportunity somewhere with regards to your emotions. It could even be that you may not have connected with your emotions at the point, and that could be why you've made possibly a bad choice. Maybe you didn't connect with somebody when you could have, or you haven't connected with them yet, and you feel like this Page of Cups in the reverse could very well be that you don't necessarily trust your emotions, and that could be very much what you're working on, trying to work on things within yourself. And it could be that you are just trying to work with your emotions. Like I say, this could be very much you working on all different aspects of yourself. Obviously, you've got so many different emotions, and sometimes your emotions can make you seem like different people. And it could very well be that you're trying to unify your emotions and get some sort of emotional stability so that you can trust your emotions a little bit more and help you from stop making any mistakes or bad choices in future. And because, from what I can see, that what you're working on is going to give you eventual happiness. Now, the challenge that you're have at the moment, we've got the Six of Swords. So very much coming out of turbulence, very much making sure that you are walking away from any self-sabotaging behaviour. And that is going to be a bit of a challenge. So potentially you may have self-sabotaged yourself in the past, especially if you have closed off certain emotions or if you're not feeling them very well. And yeah, it very much suggesting that you're going to be, your challenge is to walk away from that self-sabotage. It's walking away from any sort of drama and issues. Now, that could be with other people, but this to me feels more like it's within yourself. We have a Knight of Swords here in the reverse, which is also suggesting that certain self-sabotaging behaviours that you could have could be jumping to conclusions, overthinking things. The Knight of Swords can also be a little bit manipulative and can be, I call him a liar, pants on fire as well. So, could be a little bit of somebody that tells a few mistruths. We also have a King of Wands in the reverse. The King of Wands in the reverse is not somebody who is very trustworthy. He's not loyal. He's still very driven, but he's a little bit of a dictator, the King of Wands. So you could be walking away from certain aspects of your life where you either may have done that in the past or you've experienced that in the past and you need to break free from that. We have a Queen of Swords as well, and she's in the reverse. Now, obviously, I'm saying she, he, genders are fluid within the tarot, so please feel free to swap them as you feel fit. They are just personality traits, so take it as it resonates. Can be very much a masculine Queen of Wands. But yeah, so the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords here is, when she's in the reverse, she doesn't really communicate very well. She struggles. This particular Queen of Swords, her sword's been broken in half. She can't really talk at all. She knows the sword is supposed to be there to cut through the truth. Get to the bottom of things, cut people out that no longer serve you. She's not really got that ability in the reverse. Her sword's broken. She can't see things clearly. Now, this could either be that you've been subjected to certain manipulations in the past, possibly from a King of Wands and a Knight of Swords. It could be that you may have manipulated certain people in the past. It could be that there's a lot of communication issues. It could even be that you've done this to yourself. Now, what it could very well be is you may have lied to yourself, you may have manipulated yourself, you may have been very disloyal to your own standards, to your own wants and needs, and to your own boundaries as well. Everybody, let's face it, when you're younger, everybody goes, oh, I'm going to do this when I'm older. I'm going to be true to myself. I'm not going to let people do this to me. I'm not going to let people do that to me. Then you tend to fall in love, and a good chunk of us will let people do things that we didn't think we would let them do. You know, you might let somebody cheat on you and then you let them come back. You know, you might let somebody lie and betray or steal from you, and then you give them another chance, because as human beings, we like to hope that people learn from their mistakes and can see the good things in life. And this could very much be that you've been shutting your eyes and telling yourself that things like that haven't been happening. But, you know, you might be telling yourself that it's fine, but you're betraying yourself. You're letting down your own boundaries. You're lying to yourself. You're manipulating yourself to think that things are actually fine. And part of this challenge could very well be that you need to stop doing that. You need to come out of that negative self-sabotage behaviour, like I say. We do have an 8 of Pentacles as well, which is telling me that you do have a lot of skills. You are able to do that. You need to work on it. And you are working on it with that 3 of Pentacles. So it's working on it, keeping those skills up to make sure that you don't sabotage yourself anymore. Now, in the area of what help is available for you, you have the Ace of Cups. So it's telling me that you need to start feeling your emotions. You need to let them fill up. You know, it's very much here you may have, ignored your emotions. Here it's telling you to let them fill you up, feel all of your emotions. Don't cut them out. Don't ignore them. Let's face it, sometimes we can get overwhelmed and shut our emotions off. This is suggesting to me that you need to be feeling them. Now, this could symbolize a new start with somebody, and it could be that you need to explore your emotions with them to help you heal and develop. But very much something where you need to be feeling your emotions. You need to be feeling a lot of love, having that love and forgiveness for yourself, and potentially love and forgiveness for other people. It's that unconditional, overflowing cup of love. Let's get some clarification on that. Okay, so we have a 4 of Wands in the reverse. So you may feel like you're not particularly happy, or things might not be as stable. It could be that you may need to avoid going to a lot of celebrations. You might need to, let's face it, certain celebrations, you can end up overindulging certain things. You could even end up, going through a few things or seeing a few things that you don't want to. So the 4 of Wands in the reverse is very much, avoiding celebrations, not necessarily celebrating. We have a Hanged Man in the upright, which is suggesting to me that maybe you might need to look at things from a little bit of a different perspective as well. So maybe looking at things that have happened to you in the past in a new light. It can also suggest a little bit of time to pause, a bit of time to breathe. So it could be, very much, don't necessarily send yourself out there and don't feel like you have to get out there and celebrate with other people. You don't necessarily need to feel completely stable at the moment, especially with your emotions, but just make sure that you're taking that time to look after yourself. I mean, on this particular hangman, she's standing, or she's doing you can't really see it very well on this particular light, but there's a lady that is doing a handstand under a waterfall. So it's very much symbolising, having those emotions overflowing. It's okay to just sit feeling those emotions. We do have a Queen of Cups in the reverse as well. So making sure that you're not overgiving is also something that you need to do. Potentially you've given a lot in the past. You may have been an overgiver, and it could be symbolising to me, or it is symbolising to me, that, you need to step back a little bit and not necessarily give too much. Now, the Queen of Cups in the upright is also somebody that's extremely empathetic. So to me, it's suggesting that you might just be wanting to feel your own emotions, empathise with yourself, not necessarily give everybody every bit of empathy that you've got. Sometimes if you feel other people's too much, you don't give yourself enough time to feel your own emotions. It can also completely overwhelm you sometimes, emotionally drain you, and then you end up with an empty chalice instead of a full one. So making sure that you're not overdoing it on the emotions as well of others and feeling them just that little bit too much. Now, if you manage to go through that challenge and you take the help and advice that's available for you, you've got the 5 of Swords and a 10 of Pentacles as the outcome. Now, the 5 of Swords here is in the reverse. So that to me is signifying very much walking away from any sort of mistrust, any sort of self-sabotage, very much walking away from that kind of behaviour, anything that is, any sort of betrayals, whether that's to yourself or to other people or from other people in the past, very much moving forward from it, healing from it, and getting on with that 6 of Swords, getting into the calmer water. We also have a 10 of Pentacles, which is suggesting to me that you will be extremely stable. You'll also learn some life lessons, potentially things that you'll want to pass down to your children as well. The 10 of Pentacles talks about legacies, about things that you want to hand down. So very much things, good behaviours that you may want to pass down to your children, good behaviours that you will, want to instill, things that you may want to share with other people as well. Let's get some clarification on this 5 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles. And you can't get any better than that. The 5 of Swords clarified by the 5 of Swords. Very much clarifying that you'll be coming out of the self-sabotaging behaviour. A 2 of Pentacles as well, suggesting that you're going to be rebalancing yourself. Very much is her 2 of Pentacles there is the yin and yang, or yin yang sign. So yeah, very much rebalancing yourself out. What else have we got here? Because there's loads of them jumped out. There may be a touch of heartbreak that you may feel, but to me it looks as though this is heartbreak that you are coming out of. We do have a 5 of Pentacles, suggesting that you may have felt a little bit alone in the past. Again, it's something where you are potentially balancing yourself out. You might be on your own, and it could be something where you feel like, actually, I'm good with that. I don't necessarily need to have other people supporting me and doing things, because you're doing it yourself. You've got that 10 of Pentacles, you've got that stability. Now, the reason why I say that with the 5 of Pentacles is because a lot of the time you look at the 5 of Pentacles and it is very much a poverty card. You've got the 2 people here that are sitting there, they're looking at somebody's house, but they won't go near it. On a lot of the other cards, you have 2 people that are in rags. One of them's got a broken leg. They're standing next to a church, but they're not going in it because they feel like they don't deserve the help. To me, this is suggesting that, you may have gone through some heartbreak and you may have felt like you didn't deserve the help in the past, but you're healed, you're healing, you're walking away from that betrayal, you're walking away from that self-sabotage, and you're going, you know what? I'm steady, I'm stable. I don't need other people to keep me stable. I've got it myself, and you are very much relying on yourself. You've got the Sorceress here. You've got that confidence. You've got the drive to get whatever it is you want. The Sorceress is the Magician. So very much having that self-confidence, having the ability to, go for whatever it is that you want and have it happen. So you're aware that you can do that. And then we have the 8 of Cups in the reverse. So very much suggesting that you may be taking a look at things from your past. You may be considering reapproaching something that you thought you'd lost or that you'd moved on from. So possibly here where you had at the beginning, that you may have missed out, or you may have fell out with somebody and you're wanting to re-look at it and hoping for things for the future. This could very much be you backtracking and going towards that. And very much it's like you've finished that journey that you've done to move away from things, to find what serves you, and you've actually found something that you want, that serves you in the end. You know, you found that it was there all along. It's just that you needed to work on yourself that little bit more to gain that inner confidence about yourself, to know that you can actually do it on your own. Right, let's get you some an Angel of Light oracle, and then we'll get you some luminous pathways as well to see what other messages Spirit has got for you. Okay, so we've got generosity. Generosity is a quality of spirit. It is rejoicing in the good fortune of others, even when you have nothing to celebrate yourself. It is an attitude of mind which means that you are happy to give without expecting in return. Drawing this card invites you to be generous. Invites you to be generous-hearted and indicates that you are ready to aspire to this noble quality. Angel wisdom suggests that you give yourself freely, openly, and lovingly. The rewards for generosity are great, for all that you give from the open heart is returned to you multiplied. Your affirmation, I am generous-hearted. All I can say through that is that Queen of Swords is clearly communication and muddling things up, because I don't normally muddle those up as I'm reading them. And there's definitely been a card about wonky communication, so I'm assuming that some of that's you, or at least it's some of you. Definitely channeling someone. Right, let's get you some luminous pathways. Get some luminous pathways, please, Spirit. Okay, so we've got the Mystic Eye. It's a shame you can't see the colours on these properly. I don't know why the lights in the camera just don't pick them up. They really pop. The Summer Solstice. And the Twin Flames. Let's get you... find out what they are. Let's get the little book. Okay, so the Mystic's Eye signifies clairvoyance, insight and foresight. This card encourages trust in your inner vision and the ability to see beyond the surface. The summer solstice represents celebration, abundance and vitality. It is time to enjoy the fruits of your labour and bask in the warmth and abundance of life. Which is a little bit odd when it's telling you to not necessarily celebrate as much with that Four of Wands in reverse. Maybe it's just, celebration in a different way. Celebrating yourself instead of going out and celebrating with other people. And then the Twin Flame symbolises unity, partnership and duality. It speaks of deep connections, whether in romance, friendship or business, highlighting the strength found in partnership. So very much understanding what it is that you want so that you can bring strength to your partnership yourself, understanding everything about you and, making sure that you trust your emotions and trust yourself and don't self-sabotage in those connections. Right, I hope you enjoyed your reading today, Sagittarius. If you did, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, it will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. If you do want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to press subscribe, and if you press that notification bell as well, it will let you know when I do post new content. Very much good luck with your self-reflection, and thank you for joining me.